What's up, fam? It's Brian Castrillo. It's spooky season, or it's almost spooky season. You know what? For me, it's all year round. But I want to talk about a horror movie I just watched called Under Paris. You can find it on Netflix. There's going to be obvious spoilers in this in five, four, three, two, and one. Let's talk about it. But first, let's talk about the obvious parallels with Jaws. There's an obvious connection there, but in my opinion, Jaws has one of the best opening scenes of any horror movie of all time. And before I get into this, I want to know what you think is the best opening scene for a horror movie. But let's get into this. Now, that opening scene for Jaws, in my opinion, really set the tone for the movie and also the series. And even horror movies, kind of in general, it even had a huge effect on people going to the beach after that because that opening horror scene was horrific. It really kind of really set the tone, made the movie more tense. But this movie had an opening scene that I feel did a really good job, just like Jaws did. And that opening scene, you had the main character and her team of divers. She's a marine biologist, and they're basically looking for the shark that they haven't seen for a couple years, and it's a mako shark, and they're in the ocean, and you see trash everywhere in the ocean, and it's really sad. There's a sad scene with a baby whale, and it just really made me sad for humankind for some of the obvious stupid stuff that we do. But then a bunch of sharks come. The first mako shark made me jump. There's a lot of great jump scenes in this, but this moment was horrific. It was scary. It was tense, and it really had me going. Then you come into the movie 3 years later, and we're in modern times. Like literally, they're about to have the Olympics in Paris. The triathlon's going to be in the Seine River, and we find out that this shark has actually traveled up to the Seine River. Now, of course, the Seine River is freshwater, and the shark is coming from ocean, so clearly this is really strange. And of course, in real life, we know the bull shark can do this, but most sharks do not have that ability. And we learn about this shark later on, that this shark has that ability, but also ends up becoming sort of a new species all in itself, and it's no longer a mako shark. And but this movie did a really good job of some of the things that Jaws did. For example, remember the da dun da dun da dun da dun da dun. Well, this one did a good job with technology. So there you have this shark on a tracker, and it makes this sound, and then you start hearing that as the shark gets close, just like Jaws with that sound. And in the beginning, you see like a little fin coming up here and there, just really setting the tone. They did a really good job at that. Special effects, I think, was good. Some of the attacks were phenomenal. One of the other characters is animal rights activist, and she does this really stupid thing, gets a bunch of people into the catacombs of Paris where they're trying to save the shark. I don't want to really tell you everything about that, but my goodness, those attacks were insane. And there's a lot of great visuals. For example, in the under the catacombs, you see the sharks, and they're just swimming around in circles. That was crazy. I really enjoyed that. I think the photography was really good in this. The only thing I think they didn't do really a good job on is explaining how the shark, like what happened up to that. Maybe that could be told in another movie, because they definitely left it up to that. You also have in Paris the mayor of Paris, who, just like a typical politician, she kind of scoffs at this, and she doesn't want to lose the Olympics because the Olympics are prestige and their power and money for her city, and she doesn't want to lose out on that, so she kind of ignores it. And this kind of happens. That is an insane scene. That was scary. This movie is spooky. It's tense. But excellent movie. I think there's a lot of great actors. There's great characters that you really can get behind. And unlike some movies that follow Jaws, where I found myself, I don't know about you, but where I was distracted by the movie, I'm just getting on my phone and not really paying attention. I mean, some of those movies I like, but there's always moments. But this movie, from the moment the movie started to the very end, to the finale, around this scene, I was, entrenched in this movie. I was watching it. I was focused because I really enjoyed this movie. Not a lot of bad things I can really say about this movie. I just don't think they did a good job at explaining how the shark came to be. But I want to know what you guys think. Did you guys enjoy this movie? If you haven't seen it, please go on, check it out. It's on Netflix. I promise you this is a good story, and I think you guys will really like it. Let me know after you've seen it. If you've already seen it, let me know what you think. And don't forget to let me know what you think is the best opening scene for a horror movie of all time. As always, thank you guys for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.